السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اليوم وياكم من مقر فيرسيلاكة في بلجيكا، وجينا وتجولنا في هذا المصنع، وكانت رحلة جميلة ومن ما خلونا نصور، لكن كانوا كريمين معانا. والدكتور التقينا به هو الدكتور المتخصص في فيرسيلاكة، المتخصص فقط في الحمام، جانب الحمام راح نلتقي به. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Can you, in a brief message, give us brief details about you?
About myself, yes. Okay, so my name is Wim Boddart. I'm a veterinarian and I'm racing also with pigeons. So you can say I'm a pigeon idiot. I do nothing else than pigeons. I work already 25 years at the Versele-Laga company for the pigeons and for the pigeon products, and also I have my own racing team with pigeons, and also I have my own veterinarian practice specialized in pigeons.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. So you are one of the people who are addicted to pigeons?
Yes, yes, you can say from morning when I come out of bed until the evening when I go sleeping, my whole day it's all pigeon, 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 yes.
And you specialize with pigeons as a veterinarian?
As a veterinarian also, I do only pigeons, yes. Yeah.
Okay, nice. How you like us to call you?
You can say my name, Wim, that's no problem.
Mr.
Yeah.
Wim?
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
Mr.
Yeah.
Wim. My followers, they are from Middle East, and they have a lot of questions regarding pigeons, regarding Versele-Laga. We will talk about Versele-Laga, make this video in two parts. One as a vet with Versele-Laga, and about the products of Versele-Laga.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
And the other part will be about pigeons, and racing pigeons, what you do for pigeons. Now, what is Versele-Laga? Why Versele-Laga? Why I'm as a fancier or as an animal owner? Why I should use Versele-Laga's product? Why? Just convince me.
Well, we have, first of all, as you see, we visit the factory before we do the interview now. We started with working with quality ingredients, with quality products, and then we have our experience. We have people in the company who have a lot of experience to make a good quality mixture and to make something special that pigeons can raise, can raise good, can having good results. For example, we have our special mixtures, the Plus IC mixtures, which are very special because we put an extruded pellet into the mixture, so which means that it contains different of the period. It contains more proteins in molting period, it contains more fat content in the racing period, and so on. Also, there are some vitamins, amino acids, and so on included in the extruded pellet. And especially also there are some other nutraceuticals in those pellets. So for example, in the junior pellet there is something special for the gastrointestinal tract. So there are pre and probiotics into the pellet, in the extruded pellet. So it's a total concept.
Oh, great. So your product are your products natural or it's industrial? Is it from nature, from farmers?
It's from nature, so we start with good quality grains from nature, and we start with all quality natural ingredients, and then we make our products. So it's not that we put in other pharmaceutical things in the grains or kind of that type of things. No, it's really natural. Yeah.
Nice. Do your products work with Middle Eastern environment, like a heat? We have some countries reach 50 degrees Celsius. Do your products work with this kind of weather?
Well, the problem is, if you're looking to our vitamins, to our range of supplements, that you have to store it between a certain temperature. So if you put vitamins, like you have, for example, the Omniform or the Carmine, which is in a bottle, which is liquid, if you storage that above 30-35 degrees during a longer period, of course, you will get problems with the stability. So it's better if you have a shop, for example, with pigeon products, that you store it between a certain temperature, between 20-25 degrees, because otherwise it's not taking months and months good to the expiry date. Yeah.
Okay. So because I have noticed some people, they store their products like vitamins, some medications, they put it just in the storage. The temperatures exceed
if temperature
above 35 degrees. Is that correct, or it's
better to storage it in a room or in a place which is under the 30 degrees or maximum around 30 degrees? Yeah.
Nice. So another question: do you have Chinese products that goes to Middle East? Because some of the countries, or the country that I have visited, they have products. It says Versele-Laga's product, but it's Chinese.
No, the products. If we have a Versele-Laga product, it's produced here, and we are exporting it to the countries like your country or like Middle East and so on. But it's produced here by us in Belgium.
In Belgium.
So we don't have products which are produced in China and go to the Middle East. That's
impossible.
That's impossible. That's not a real product, and that's a copy of a product. So the products which are really Versele-Laga products are produced here in Belgium, in Europe, by us, and then exported to the different countries. So we are only responsible, and we can only say yes, it's a good quality product when it's coming and produced here out of Belgium by us, and when we are producing it. But there are unfortunately a lot of people who want or who try to copy us. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's because some people, they are greedy. They want to just make money, and they don't care about the animal or the owner, right?
But the quality of those products is not the same quality as we have. We produce under a certain level and a certain standard of quality, and if that standard is not okay, we don't sell the product. So we first check if everything is okay, and then we sell the product.
Nice. So one of the questions says, do you have the expiration date on your products in Europe? Are they same for the export? Let's say here one of the products expires on the 2020.
Yeah.
Do you send this product to other countries, or it's 2020 just for European countries?
You mean we make different products, or?
Yes, different products.
No,
the products for Middle East is different than
when we
for
produce,
Europe.
for example, a product like I say, for example, carmine. We make that product, we produce it for all countries together, and then of course the fresh goods which are produced at that moment, then we send those for export. We don't take, of course, products which are not good from date or expiry date to send to export. But we producing only one type of carmine, you understand? We're not producing specially for Belgium or specially for another country. It's all the same product.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
You have showed me one of the products. It's Gary.
The Gary Plus, yeah.
What does Gary Plus do?
The Gary Plus is a plus IC mixture, so it's a mixture with the extruded pellet included, and it's a mixture which is light in proteins and higher in fat content, which means that it is an ideal mixture to give to the birds. They're still eating very well, you cannot give them too much about it, and also they're still training. So if you give Gary Plus, they will fly an hour and a half at home, they will train very well, the flesh will be very, very nice, pink, they don't become too heavy, and then the last days before race you can build them up again for the racing. So it's a really good mixture to give in the period that they are at home, they train very well, and it's very light in proteins. You will see no beans in it, no peas in it, so it's a very nice mixture.
Nice. And can people use it in all seasons?
People can use it in all seasons, but of course, I told it already many times, if you're racing pigeons and if you're breeding pigeons, you have only to do one thing, and that's think logically.
Yes.
So first of all, you start with breeding. In breeding period, you have to build up new life. So you need for new life to build up, you need building bricks, which means that you need proteins, you need amino acids. So you have to give a protein-rich mixture at the moment of breeding, because the youngsters are growing, and if you see pigeon youngsters are growing very, very fast. They only weigh 5-6 grams when they are born, and in 25 days they are having a weight of 400 grams. So they need a lot of building bricks. So at that moment you have to give them a protein-rich mix, like the Start Plus I see, for example. Then when the pigeons are weaned, they're still growing. There you have to give them also a rich mix, and then afterwards you can go to a lighter mix, because if you stay too long with the young birds at a protein-rich mix, they will not train, they will not fly, they will become too heavy, too fat, and they will not train. So then you can go over to the Jerry Plus, and then they will start to train very well. And then in the racing season you can use the Jerry Plus together with a more heavier mixture like the Champion Plus, for example, and the Energy Plus for the last days. And then in the molting period again, if you think logically, pigeons have to change their feathers, so they need building bricks, they need proteins. Then you have to go to a more heavier mixture inside of proteins, and then you have to give the Mutin Plus.
So you have to treat your pigeons like your baby or your child.
Yes.
Because your child needs this much of fat in this period of life. But when he gets older, no, you have to make
of course.
less. So it's like a human being.
It's like a human people, and it's like you can say that it's like we when we are doing cycling sport or when we are doing other things, you need certain kind of nutraceuticals and ingredients that you need to do your exercising.
Okay, nice. Thank you. Do you produce medications in Versele-Laga?
We are.
Or just food for?
No, we having our pigeon mixtures. We have food mixtures for all kind of animals, but we have also our line with healthy products. So which means electrolytes, vitamins, and so on. And then we have also under the Oropharma range, we have also some typically medication products which are registered in different countries and which are contains in one type of an antibiotic. For example, we have the Theraprim, which is containing an antibiotic Trimetoprim. We have the Amoxicure, which is containing amoxicillin. So we have different types of medicines also for pigeons and for birds.
Oh, nice. Now I'm asking you regarding, I will ask you questions regarding your pigeons. You say 25 years with the pigeons or with the company?
With the company 25 years, and let's say I'm now 50 years old this year, so let's say that I'm already on the pigeon loft 45 years maybe. Wow. My father was a pigeon racer, still pigeon racer because he helped me on the loft. Yes. My two grandfathers were pigeon racers, so it's into the blood and into the family.
Like
so
the family.
From the moment that I can walk, I was on the pigeon loft. So I have already been more than 45 years on the loft. Yeah.
And do you have any prizes? Have you got any championships?
We started when I was young. We started and we did only the sprint races, the small races. But then at a certain moment, I become older. I was graduated as veterinarian. Yeah, you want to be a little bit in the national races involved and so on. So then we started to race the longer distance. Then we, in '96, we were first national champion of Belgium on the long distance, and also the same year we were. We won the world championship in '96 on the long distance. Then we won already 4 first national prizes also in Belgium on the long distance. So you can say we did already a lot of good results. Yeah.
Nice. I have noticed that in Belgium, a lot of people, they are big fan of pigeons, racing pigeons. Why Belgium?
Belgium, in the start, you can say that pigeon sport started a little bit here in Western Europe, and in Belgium they had a good name for good pigeons. Of course, more and more it's going over the whole world, but we're still very well known because in Belgium we have a lot of people who really know what they are doing, how they have to breed birds, how they have to raise birds, and of course they do it on a more professional way also.
That's what you mean in professional. I know what you're talking about because I have had several videos with professionals in this field, and they told me exactly the same thing. You have to do it in a correct or right way.
You have to do it if you want to have a result. There are in pigeons there are different things which are important, and if you have all the things on one line, you will have a result and you will be the champion. If you don't have that, you will have no result. First of all, you need a good pigeon. Secondly, he needed to be good treating, so the feeding stuff has to be all right, and logically in the same period his healthy situation has to be all right. It has to do with medication, but it has also to do with the loft. If the loft is not correct, if the ventilation is not correct, he will become sick, he will have respiratory problems. And then as another fact, the fancier himself, he has to be a good manager. He has to see if there is something happening. He has to see if everything is okay or not okay. He has to train the birds on the correct way. And if all those things, all those facts are 100% in one correct line, then you will have a result. Yeah. And if one of those facts is not okay, then you will have maybe one or two results, but not on a whole you will not competitive a whole year with those who have everything on one line.
You're right. And if you don't mind, what do you do, how you prepare your pigeons for the race? What kind of courses of medications or food you follow to prepare your pigeons for the race?
Well, let's say when we start beginning of the season, so before the season, we make some vaccinations for the pigeons. So we have to vaccinate them first of all because we have to do it, because otherwise you may not race for paramyxovirus. So we vaccinate them for paramyxovirus. Then we treat them, we give them a treatment with Theraprim for paratyphus, and after the treatment we treat 10 days and then we vaccinate them for paratyphus.
So all together, I mean, you finish with the first vaccine, then the
all the birds. So when you look, for example, to our racing team, old birds and yearling birds. So we start the season, let's say middle of January, we vaccinate them for paramyxovirus, and then end of January we give them 10 days treatment with Theraprim. Then 5 days later we vaccinate them for paratyphus. And then end of February, beginning of March, we vaccinate them for the pox virus.
Oh, nice.
And then the season is starting, we start to let them fly at home, we start to train them. The first days, of course, because in winter time they are not coming out so many days, we start with 10-15 minutes flying, but after 2-3 weeks they have to fly with the flag for 1 hour. And then they train every day 1 hour, and at the end of the month, March, we start to train them with the car.
Oh, okay.
And then we go to 5 kilometers, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, and then they go for the first race with club on 100 kilometers.
100 kilometers.
Yeah. And in the meanwhile, we check their healthy situation, and normally before the racing season, we give them a treatment for trichomonas with the Tricho Plus for 1 week. And then just before the bigger races are starting, we treat them for the respiratory problems.
And after they came from the race, do you treat them?
When they came from the race, when we start the national season, because all birds are sitting together from different lofts in one basket, they eating and drinking together in that basket, so there is a possibility that they get infected. So then when they come back, we give them a tablet for trichomoniasis, we give them a trichocure tablet, and then we look if everything is okay, if droppings are okay. Of course, myself, I have it easy. I'm veterinarian. I can make an examination, but then before the next race, we treat them for 3-4 days for respiratory against. That we are 100% sure that they are in healthy and good condition to go to the next race.
And how it works here in Belgium, or at least in your club, when the first race, they arrive, after how many days you send them for the next race?
When the races are starting 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 kilometers, they go every week.
Every week.
And from 600 kilometers on, they go every 2 or every 3 weeks.
Oh,
so then it's depending, then the big national races are starting and the international races are starting, and if they flew, for example, Barcelona 1100 kilometers, then they stay after Barcelona for 3-4 weeks at home. They're only training at home and they only do a small race from 100 kilometers, and then they go to, for example, Perpignan International, which is 950 kilometers. But the week after Barcelona, you cannot put them again in 600-700 kilometers because they have to build up again. Barcelona, they have to fly 1.5 days, so yes. That's not that easy.
That's not easy. And do you have a certain bloodline in your team, in your pigeons team, or you have your own bloodline?
We have certain bloodlines. We started several years ago with pigeons of De Croix and Van den Abele, and then and André Broekhart. Then we selected, we raced with it. Then we go further, and let's say that we are looking every year if there is another fancier with good birds, or if we have the possibility to bring in a very good bird, we try to buy a very good bird. And if we take another new bloodline in, we're always looking for winners, but for winners on ace pigeons, not a pigeon which has won first prize, but a pigeon who is several times on top of the list, so which is a regular top flyer. That's important, and then we bring that in. We put that with our best pigeons, and we see which results we have, and then if it's good, okay, we can go further on with it. If it's not good, he has to go out. The results and the place that you have as team is only based on a strong selection.
Strong selection. You're right. So you don't say, "Oh, I'm a champion. I don't take a pigeon from, let's say, Omar, or a pigeon from..."
If you have if you will have a pigeon who is making this year 5 first prizes, and I have the possibility to bring those pigeons into my loft and to build in my bloodline, I will do it immediately. Of course, if you say I have only 1 or 2 times in a year a prize with my pigeons and all the rest they are too late, yeah, then I'm not interested. I want to bring in descendants, or if even possible, directly the best pigeons.
Okay, now a question regarding some diseases like canker or E. coli. Do you advise people, because people, they use a lot of medications, and especially now with the social media, you see people, they put a picture of pigeon saying, "Hey, can you please advise me what I should do?" Is that correct?
It could be a help, but it's not really correct, because medication is also dangerous. It has a positive effect, it has a negative effect. So you have to be, and to keep in mind, if you give a medication to your pigeons, that you give it firstly in the correct dosage, and that you give it long enough. There are a lot of people, they say, "Yeah, my pigeon has maybe a problem with E. coli," and they give 2 days Theraprim, and then they don't see directly that it's going better, and they change and they give 2 days amoxicillin, amoxicure, and then they change again. So that's not correct. If you start it, and if you make a diagnosis, you have to give it a certain time. Otherwise, you are bringing in resistance. You are killing the weak bacterials, and the strong bacterials are not killed. So you have to be looking to that. Otherwise, in a few years, there will no medication be working anymore.
Oh, with your pigeons? Because you have
because you if you don't use the medication on a correctly base, it's more doing damaging the pigeon than it's helping.
Do you, as a vet and a pigeons fancier, do you use medications to your pigeons even if they are healthy?
If they are 100% healthy, it's not necessary to give medication.
You don't give like medications with water, with food of cancer or any diseases that. But even though they are healthy, you don't?
If I have the possibility to look and to make a diagnosis, and I take a pigeon out of my loft and I look, he has no cancer, then I don't treat for it, of course. But on the other hand, fanciers or people who are raising pigeons, they have not the possibility to go every week to the vet to check their pigeons. So they have to use a certain treatment scheme that they can hold on. But once the racing season is stopping in the winter time, it's not necessary to give a healthy bird some medication. If we are healthy, we don't take antibiotics ourselves.
What about vitamins? Do you give them
vitamins? That's something else. You need to give them some products adapted to the different periods. If you are in the molting period, it's necessary to give them some vitamins, some amino acids, that they have a good molt and so on. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Do you have any advice for beginners, for new fanciers?
A new fancier, you always have to look first. Firstly, you have to say to yourself, what's my goal? And if you say, look, I want to race sprint races, then you have to look in your area, in your own area when you start, if there are some good sprint fanciers, and go to talk with some of those fanciers. And if you have a certain trust in one of those people, then ask one of those people if you could get some eggs or something like that, and then started with pigeons from local fancier, and then go step for step. Because a lot of people, they want to start. They don't think, well, I want to race sprint or middle or long distance, and they sell 2 or 3 very expensive pigeons. And then they start breeding and racing it with them on the long distance, for example, and those are sprint pigeons. They have no results, and after 1 or 2 years they're stopping again. So you have to it's very easy. You have to think logically.
You're right.
And it's not necessary from the start to spend a lot of money directly on the birds, but do it step for step, and learning the pigeon sport, learning how to be interactive with the pigeons, because pigeons has to listen to you. There have to be a certain interaction between the pigeon and between you, otherwise the results will be not good.
Yeah, and you.
If you enter to my loft, pigeons will directly see that it's not their boss, and they will directly see that there is happening something else. So you have to learn that as a new fancier also.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time and your effort. والشكر موصول لكم اخواني المشاهدين على هذه الحلقة اللي حاولنا بيها نختصر مع الدكتور لانه وقتها ثمين. وشكرا لاخونا حيدر السالم ابو مريم اللي يصور، وشكر لجميع الاخوان اللي يشاهدونا. شكرا جزيلا لكم. تقبلوا تحياتي اخوكم ابو عبد الله العراقي من بلجيكا من فيرسيلاكة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.